Welcome to Apogee Live. My name is Greg Hoffman with the Apogee team. We are an affiliate program management agency, and we are talking today about affiliate marketing education. We're going to talk basics. We've got a basic little agenda going. First, let me introduce my team, starting with Daniel Clark, our CTO. Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
And then our influencer manager, Christen, with her son, Dexter.
Hi. Dex, can you say hi? Good job, dude.
All right. And there is Jen, our business manager. Say hello, Jen.
Hello.
All right. So we put this together. We're going to do a screen share using the ShareASale network because that's one we're most familiar with. We're going to start with my affiliate account, and we might switch over to Christen's. So I'm going to go ahead and do the screen share the screen, and find the right one. And of course, I put it on the wrong one. So hang on one second. Let me find it. I'm going to put you over there. And hang on. Share screen there. So now, can everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to put everybody over there. That is... Actually, I started with the wrong screen. That is Christen's blog post about pimping your profile. So we're gonna put this into the show notes so you can actually read a little bit more about how to pimp your profile, because that's the first one we're going to talk about in the interface. So this is the ShareASale interface. This is my affiliate account. I am only an affiliate for basically one program, and that is an affiliate summit. So we're going to go into where we're going to go. We're going to go to account and account settings, Christen. Yes.
That's a yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I had myself on mute.
All right. So now we're looking at my account. Tell me what is wrong with my account, or tell me what is good.
Can you scroll down a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. You have your organization name, which is great. You have your main website. You do not have any of your social media profiles. So for those of you that have social media profiles that actually perform well, or just, somewhere that you do regularly share any of your affiliate links, you're definitely going to want to include those under additional websites. These are things that we look at when we're looking at your application, or if we're working on recruiting. We definitely want to see not only your main website, but any additional websites you're using. Hold on, bug. As well as your social media sites, so that we can check you out and see what kind of possibilities and opportunities we have available. So that, and then you have your logo, Greg, which is great. If you scroll up, you guys can see that over in the logo area. That's wonderful. It definitely makes you look a little bit more alive, like a human. And it makes your profile stand out. There are so many profiles when we're in the back end of the management interface where there's not a logo or a picture or something to, actually give you a face or a little bit of life. And instead it's just that like gray profile thingy, which is, it shows that you haven't paid any attention to how you appear in the interface. So, those are the main things that I definitely look for when I'm looking at websites and profiles. Sorry, kids crawling on the couch.
Okay. So I know I wanted to talk about payment settings because we have a lot of questions. Affiliates are always asking about how do I get paid? All the different questions. So I still have mine as check via postal mail. And so ShareASale pays out on the 20th of the next month. And so if you want to get paid, you're not going to get paid for at least 7 to 10 days after the 20th. I was waiting for a check a couple months ago, and it took at least 10 days.
It was hilarious.
Yeah. So
it was actually the greatest.
the payment trigger starts at 50 and it goes all the way up to 1,000, and you can change your payment settings here. You could do direct deposit, there's a mail check, and then there's also a wire deposit.
I definitely recommend direct deposit. I use that for my affiliate account, and I pretty much always see it on the 20th or the 21st. And ShareASale has been incredibly consistent with me as far as getting paid on time. I don't think I've ever had an issue with getting my payments on time.
All right. Another thing affiliates want to check out is whether or not they have feedback. And a lot of you might not know that this is possible. So I did a test in September. I gave myself a plus check. I didn't leave any content or anything, but I just wanted to see what it would look like. And in the interface change last fall, this was something that affiliates really didn't know about, that there were merchants and managers leaving feedback, whether it was good or bad, they just didn't know that it existed. So if you're an affiliate, and especially for the active ones, the ones that are high profile, they could have lots of feedback, good or bad. And you can reply and you can have an affiliate response. So if you're in there, look to see if you've got any feedback. Christen, is there anything else you want to talk about on the spruce up your network profile?
The only other thing that I wanted to say is that you do have the option to set up an offline redirect. If you're under the manage features part of your account, or so account detail, manage features over on the far right-hand side, you can set up an offline redirect. So if one of your merchants goes offline due to low funds, you can actually set up your own URL that you want that to redirect to, rather it being like a big error page. So I highly recommend making sure that you have that set up.
Where do you want me to show it?
Yeah, so go under account, Greg.
Okay.
And then just account settings. Okay, and then over there on the right-hand side, offline redirect.
Oh, there. Got it.
Yeah. And then also under email settings, since we're right here, you can choose whether or not you can get recruitment emails, which I highly, highly, highly recommend doing, because if you get those recruitment emails, like we send out VIP recruitments for programs. Please wait. We send out VIP recruitments for programs. And if you have that turned off, you might miss it unless you log into your interface every single day. Because you can get a notification of that in the interface, but I would recommend making sure that you have that email on. And then just, double check that you have your newsletters set up so you are getting our newsletters, because that's where we tell you about all of our deals and coupons every month. And double check that your email is correct in there.
Okay. All right. So let's go to find new merchants.
Okay.
This is one that there is several different ways we can do it. Let's start on the home page. This is the affiliate dashboard. Right here, merchant search, and I'm going to click go. So there's different ways that you can look for merchants in the ShareASale network, and every network is going to have some type of search feature. But right now, let's look at new programs. There's also the power rank, and then there's different categories like this. So I'm going to start here at new programs. And I'm going to say new programs within the last 7 days. So these are all of the new programs that have launched on the ShareASale network within the last 7 days. It's available for any affiliate to look for. And these are all brand new. They probably don't have any sales. If they do have sales, they're either really good merchants, or maybe they just have found the exact affiliates that they want to work with. So let me pull one up. Look at, we used to do this on a podcast all the time, but it's nice now that we can actually show the interface. So I'm going to click on this one. It's called Canvas Bubble. Well, that's what the logo says, and the company name says A+ Signs and Prints. Let's see what this looks like. So it is, they're in the art, music, photography category. The website is Canvas Bubble. They've been active since today. They went live today. Look at that. That was a fresh one. So they're not going to have any sales probably for the next couple weeks. They've got a 7-day cookie, which is pretty short. Obviously, there's no sales yet. They're paying 6%. And here's their basic description. It's not HTML. I'd like to see HTML, but it's also their first day, so they might be making some changes. They probably haven't added any coupons. They haven't had any newsletters. Let's see if they've got any creative preview. They've got one text, so they haven't even added any banners or other text links. But anyway, that's what the initial merchant page looks like. So I'm going to close that, and we're going to go back up. And anybody have any questions about looking for new programs? Going once? No?
I have a question.
Sure.
How do you know which one is not, which kind of merchants you should stay away from?
Oh, that's a really good question. Greg, you answer that one because it goes into like EPC and whether or not they've had any sales. But also you want to look into, or actually, so I'll answer this. Never mind, Greg. You can also pull up program uptime history and see how frequently they have gone offline. If it's a program that goes offline a lot, you probably don't want to work with them because that could really mess with your payments and the trackability of it. Definitely you want to look for ones that have high reversal rates as well. Keep in mind that retailers are going to have, or clothing retailers specifically are going to have higher reversal rates than a lot of merchants. But if they have, I would say anything above 20, and that's kind of still pushing it. They have anything above 20% reversal rate, I'd still steer real clear because when they have a reversal rate, that means that your commission is also getting taken back away when somebody returns something. So that's just something to definitely look out for. Yeah. Anybody else?
I think those are two good red flags, uptime history and reversal rate. Other than that, if it's not a good fit, you don't have to join. If you get a recruiting pitch and it has nothing to do with your niche, then you don't have to join. You don't have to get active. If you are promoting a program and it's just not converting and you've been trying and doing everything and A/B testing for several weeks, several months, and you haven't talked to the manager, if the manager doesn't exist, if they're not, if they don't hit reply, that's another red flag. That's when you start looking to leave. But little red flags, I think Christen covered it.
You can, before you leave, I thought you're about to leave this page. Before you leave this page, it's not real obvious with the redesign, but if you click that little plus over there on the right, you can get more data on each merchant. Not that one, Greg. On each program, the little plus below the join program link.
No,
on the right.
On the other side.
On the right. Yeah, that guy.
Well,
so that pulls up like the average sales and all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where you can see the reversal rate, Krista, right there. So Vapor DNA has a 0% reversal rate. You can also obviously see whether or not they have a data feed, but just some of this basic statistics to help you determine if it's somebody that you really want to move forward with.
Yeah. That was one of the things that a lot of affiliates complained about when ShareASale did their redesign of the UI. It's like a lot of this information was buried. They're like, but no, we have a little plus sign you can click. Like, really? All right, well, there it is. There you go.
Okay. Let's go to merchant. Let's go back. We're going to go to merchant search, and we're going to look at the power rank. Now, I have lots to say about the power rank. The top 100 in the power rank is basically high volume sales, high commission payouts, and the fees that the merchants pay to the network. It's all based on the commissions, the volume, EPC, all these different factors come into it. And so these are all very good high volume programs, but these aren't necessarily the best in your niche or your category. So if you are looking, obviously Cricut is going to be a great national brand, and Jen is sitting right next to a Cricut.
Mine's sitting right in front of me.
Whatever your category that you're in, you don't have to go for the number one merchant. You can always look at other merchants in the same category because they might convert better, they might convert differently. So you definitely want to test different. Don't just join the ones in the top 100 power rank, because I see we do have some in the top 100 power rank, and I get more applications because that's where people are going to first. And then they never join or they never look for any other programs. And that kills me because we've got some great programs, but they just don't have the high volume to be in the top 100.
One of the things that I always, sorry to segue a little bit, but one of the things that I always recommend is to test a couple different merchants if they have the same products, because I have had those big brands in the top 100 power rank not convert for me, but have the smaller brands that are outside of the power rank do really, really, really well. And, they'll have similar products, a similar product catalog. It's just, it all depends on what your audience wants. And that's kind of the crux of all of it, is know your audience.
Now we're going to pick on my friend Wade and Joe. They manage the Fanatics program, and it is obviously in the top 100. Their average sale is $75. Their average commission is $2.79. They pay affiliates like we do. We pay different models, different commissions, and their reversal rate is 2.35%. That is completely reasonable. Any reversal rate that is in the single digits, I think, is reasonable. And because they sell jerseys. People buy the wrong size all the time. So as Christen said earlier, clothing and especially shoes, their reversal rates are always going to be a little bit higher. So look at how many products they have. They have 480,000 products in their data feed. That's a big data feed. Anyway, we do have a couple in there in the top 100. It's nice because it gives you extra exposure, but it's also misleading for new affiliates because they don't know that there's other good programs in the network.
Greg, can you show them where to find whether or not a program has two-tier as well?
You expect me to know that?
I can't remember.
Hang on. Let me look for. I know.
We'll go back to
Parts
Fanatics. They have it.
Well, no, I'm already on the second page. Let me look at Sears Parts Direct, wherever it is. Where is it?
You just passed it. Go back up.
Everybody pay attention for me. There it is.
There it is.
Okay. Where would I find two-tier on here? Is it on this page? I don't think it's on this page. I think it's going to be on.
Yeah. Okay. So go to the.
Okay. Well, by the way, this right here, program status low funds. Now, let me explain. Sears pays a little differently, so don't freak out that Sears says low funds. We have a check on the way, and it's going to be okay. We also we know that the program is safe and it's secure. So don't always. We didn't go offline, so you will not see. You'll see low funds, but you won't see that we went offline. Right, let me look at it. Exclusive merchant, top 100 power rank, low funds for 7 days. Yeah, thanks. I know. Where do you see two-tier? Is there a two-tier?
I don't see it.
I mean, it's in our list. We list it there.
Right.
But I don't know that it's a official.
Interesting.
And they might not. I guess they can't see that.
Yes. So it used to be visible.
Go back to commission rates. It might be under commission rates. Start expanding those boxes. Maybe it's in there.
Default rates. Nope. Group commission rates. Nope.
Nope.
Interesting. Right. We found a little hole. Yeah. Now, if you join the program, then you can probably see it when you go to get links. But this is just the description page that's available.
And you can see there, it says 0% personalized commission. Now you know Greg's not earning anything.
From his own program.
That's right.
I have to say, I don't actually know what two-tier means.
Oh, great. So two-tier is kind of how I make most of my affiliate money, because I work with, so this happens every time I try to talk. Dexter is like, oh, me too. So two-tier means that you are referring other people. And so if somebody else signs up for that program using your referral link, you'll get like a little extra bump or something. So our programs pay out $2 for two-tier links. And I work with bloggers on learning how, use affiliate marketing. That's what my blog is all about. So I make most of my money as two-tier money, Dexter. So yeah, that's what it is. Like as a blogger, if you're like, well, I can't really promote this well, but I know some people who can, I'll get them to sign up. You get your own link for that. And then when they sign up, you earn a commission for that. The one thing I will absolutely stress about this is do not game the system. Do not just say, oh, I'm going to have all of my friends sign up and then not do anything with it. There are people who do that and it's kind of ridiculous. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure out if that's what you're doing, and we'll kick you out of the program because no mercy. There are a lot of bloggers who will just have a Facebook group and be like, everybody sign up using my two-tier link, and I'll sign up using your two-tier link, and it's really bad and it's ugly and it's smarmy.
I was just getting a private message from Mary Ellen because she is on the call, and she told me to look for two-tier. So what I did was I modified my search and I clicked the two-tier program right here and I click search. I don't see where I can approved. Okay, well there it is. So I'm clicking approved. So programs that I am approved at that have two-tier, and there it is. There's all of our programs because we have two-tier. Thank you, Mary Ellen. So what I was also going to show you, and I could do it in any of these, I think I have it in Performance Health. We're going to switch. We're going to go to Get Links. That's the next thing on the agenda. Are we ready? Yes? Okay. So Get Links. So this is the Performance Health program. Again, I'm at 0%. Get Links. This is something that affiliates are asking us all the time. And let me see, do I have a two-tier in here? I hope I do. Join. All right. So talking about the last one. In the Performance Health program, text link ID 1050217 is the join. So if you wanted to promote the Performance Health affiliate program, this is what the text looks like. Join the Performance Health affiliate program. Get HTML code. And then select all. So if you place this on your blog as a text link, or you can extract your trackable link in here and put that on social media. This is how you are going to get that two-tier $2 payout. So you're just going to take this, copy it, and put it out there and tell people to click that link if they want to join that affiliate program. That's how you get that $2. Right? But now I want you to pay attention right here. This is your trackable link. It starts at the HTTP, goes all the way to the equal sign. And all of the query string has to be together. So sometimes Christen and I are talking to affiliates and they will extract this, they'll select all, and they'll send it to us. And some of these are broken apart by spaces, and obviously it's not going to work. And so they don't understand why it doesn't work. Well, because the HTML has to be all together, and this has to all be together all the way to the equal sign. That's your trackable link. That's as basic as it gets for understanding how to get links. Are there any questions?
Greg, did you go to select URL or select URL only right next to it? So that's even more basic. And that's the one that a lot of people are like, well, where's just the URL that doesn't have HTML? That's it.
That was nifty. I didn't know that even existed.
You haven't been paying attention to my emails then. I have a screenshot of that I send people all the time. So if you really just want the click URL and you're not down to, use the actual long coding, that's where you can get that. Oftentimes, bloggers are using like Pretty Links or Thirsty Links or something. That's going to be the link that you want to grab to plug into there.
Good to know.
Yes.
Now, any other affiliates, this is your chance. Speak up. Ask questions about how to get links. Now, because I've just been talking about text links, we'll look at banners. That's right, Dexter. We're going to look at banners now. So here it is for the Performance Health banner. Select all or select the URL. And there's your size. Going once, going twice, no question?
I have a question.
All right, hit me.
What if your company has really awful banners and you hate them and you don't want to put them on your wall?
I can totally relate to that.
Kristen, go right ahead.
I'll take this, Greg. You can email your affiliate manager and ask them if you can create your own or if they can create new ones for you. Oftentimes they might be able to create a new one if you give them the kind of specifications that you want. If they're really that hideous and you're like, I really just would prefer to make my own, ask them if you can. I know that some people go out there and just do it anyway. It's not exactly the best tack to take, but always make sure that it's cool with your affiliate manager so that they don't kick you out of the program. But it's always worth asking. I've been in a number of programs where they've had really hideous banners and they've let me make my own.
Yeah. Like, for instance, like the Himalayan salt lamps. The lamps are beautiful. Their creatives are awful. So I don't put them on because they're awful.
Well, we're going to be working on our banners this year. Sasha, is Sasha here? Sasha's going to be redoing our banners at some point in the next couple months, and Himalayan Salt Shop is going to be on that list.
Yay!
Daniel, do you remember? Did I outsource those creatives, or were they already there?
You know, I don't. I hesitate to say, but I think you did some of them.
No.
Because I think you got your new camera last year. And
No.
You wanted to take some pictures, and I think you did some of those.
But I didn't do the banners. I outsourced the design, and you get what you pay for.
Sorry.
No.
I didn't mean that one.
No, it's just fine.
It's totally fine. Now the images look great because good photographer, but
and modest too.
The design, you're right, and we haven't put a lot of effort into a lot of our banners, especially for some of our older programs, because we're always encouraging just to use the banners to enhance a blog post or to enhance a promotion. 99.9% of the sales are going to come through a deal link or a text link, and that's whatever keywords you're gonna hot link to. The Performance Health banners look great because they're doing them in house. When you leave it to me and I outsource to a cheap designer, it's going to look like what it looks like. So anyway, these are actually really good banners.
One of the other ways that you can grab imagery, can we go through that, Greg?
Yeah, sure. Where?
Can you go to Collins Street? Because they're a really good example.
Yes.
While you're navigating there, I was just curious if when you get there, is there ever a way to tell which ones perform better than others for a given vendor?
Which banners,
yeah,
which creatives perform better?
Yeah.
That's such a subjective question because it totally depends on your audience.
That's fair.
I would definitely, again, I'm all about A/B testing all the time. Like, switch it out all the time and see which one is really striking it hot for you.
Okay.
because it can also change month to month or, quarter to quarter. I would say just test it. Definitely start with what appeals the most to you, because your aesthetic is likely going to be very similar to your audience's aesthetic. There's a reason why they're drawn to your site. So start there and then just test them, rotate them through, do what you need to do. It just depends on everybody. Okay. So Collins Street Bakery, they have some really good looking banners. We also have included in this program, and we'll be trying to include more in other programs coming up, lifestyle imagery, like really sharp, clean, beautiful lifestyle imagery, because especially for blogs, this is super important. You can include it on your social, your Instagram, your Pinterest, whatever. But these clean, beautiful lifestyle images are something that we're going to strive to include for more of our relevant merchants. Obviously, Sears Parts Direct isn't going to be like, here's a beautiful picture of a lawnmower blade. But definitely like Collins Street Bakery, Rainey's Closet, and a few others. So we have these in the creative section. You can pull these. They already have the trackable link. Many people click on images. If you do a heat map sourcing on your site and actually look where people are clicking, you'd be surprised to see how many people are actually clicking on images. So we have included these in our creatives so that they're easy for you to grab and include in your blog posts and on social media. If we don't have images like this in the banner section, if you go to the data feed section, Greg, and you click on one of those, you can pull those images as well. And almost any program that has a data feed is going to have these images in there, or they're going to have some sort of product shot. So that's going to be a lot easier for you to include on your site than, trying to save something from a retailer's website. And these ones, are fair game for you to use because we've included them in the interface.
All right. That also takes us to one of the questions Mickey was asking, and we added it to the agenda, is how to use the Datafeed tools. So Christen, you want to start with the product showcase? Or the make a page? Where do you want to go?
Either or is fine. And it's been a minute since I've really played with these, but I don't think they've changed all that much since I've done it. I love ShareASale. These can be a little bit janky sometimes. So just kind of figure out if it's right for you. But yeah, let's start with the product showcase. Greg, what programs are you in? You're in Collins Street. So let's do cheesecake. Okay, so the product showcase, you can change this. This is a really good in-post tool because it shows you, products that are going to be related to whatever you're talking about in your blog post. So you can change the layout however you want. You can change the border color to match your blog's theme colors. You can change the color scheme. You can change whether a product pops out once you hover over it or not. And then you can include the name, price, and the product description if you would like. So you would create this however you want. And then you would get that short code that Greg is hovering over right now and put that into the text if you're in WordPress, which I just automatically assume everybody is in WordPress because it's me. But wherever your HTML is, you can pop that in there and it's going to come up with a widget that looks just like the one right there. I don't know. I think that you can change the sizing of it within the hard code itself to best fit however you want it to fit. But this is a really good call to action widget to actually get people clicking over and drop that cookie.
There's a class declaration in that code. So you'll see it says div and then class.
Yep.
You take that class declaration and go to your CSS and just declare that class in your CSS. You can style it however you want.
I feel like that is a whole nother topic for a whole nother day, Daniel. So yeah, that's one of the really easy in post. It's kind of like the Amazon. What are they doing? Like the Stripe or the native ads or whatever that show related products. This is very similar to that, but you have control over which products are included, and you can obviously search by keyword.
Mickey, do you have any specific questions?
No, that's really all what I needed. I just needed somebody to walk through it and just, show me basically.
Okay.
So once I get in and play around a little bit, which I always have big aspirations to do this on the weekends. So I just got slammed with a few last minute trips. So I'm hoping that this weekend I can get to this and play around. So I might have more questions once I get in and get my hands dirty.
Mickey, always feel free to email me too with these kinds of questions. I don't really use these tools a whole lot, but I have played with them.
Okay.
And I've tested them against some of the widgets and similar tools in other networks. So I'm available. It's what I'm here for, literally.
All right, this is probably one of the best tools out there. Is you go to whatever product that if you can't find something on the in the data feed, if you don't find the right text link, you go to the product page on the merchant website, and you paste the URL right here, and it will give you a custom link for that product. Mm-hmm. And we definitely want you to use that.
Greg, can you illustrate how you got there?
Please.
I went to links, and was it links?
Yep.
Yeah. Create a custom link to a page. That was it.
So then the other one that is over to the right-hand side, the product bookmarklet, for those of you who have very product-heavy blog posts, this is going to be like your knight in shining armor. It's wonderful. I live by product bookmarklets. So you want to make sure to just drag that to your bookmarklet bar. And then when you're on a product page, rather than having to go back into the interface, if they have the data feed set up, rather than go back into the interface, you just have to hit the ShareASale product bookmarklet, and it'll come down with images, with links, with short links, with social media, optimized links, a whole slew of stuff. But it makes it really easy to grab your affiliate link without actually having to be in the interface. You do just have to make sure that you have logged in at some point in time during the day so that it's active for you.
Where did you find that? I'm so sorry. If
you go to links, create a custom link.
Yeah.
It's right there on the right-hand side. Download the bookmarklet.
Okay.
I live by this thing.
That's cool.
We're going to have to do a separate video just on this.
Yeah. The tools alone, we can do a separate video, do a deeper dive into that. But once you start using the bookmarklet, you'll never go back.
Okay. Any other questions about link generation? Because we're going to move to the final bullet point. All right. And that is reports. And I haven't used these reports in years. So Christen, you're in charge, because I use the reports on the merchant side. Okay.
So I'm kind of a data geek, and I love information. Greg, can we switch to mine?
Yep,
I feel like it would
absolutely.
be easier for me to just work through this.
That would be fine. Let me stop the share.
Okay. Let me make sure that I don't have a million windows open, because of course I do. Okay.
And now I can see everybody again.
We haven't lost too many people. That's kind of amazing.
We're at 15 participants. I know we lost one, Kim.
Okay. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Cool. Yay. All right. So reports. So activity details, I'm just going to kind of run through them a little bit. You can drill down by specific merchant if you're looking to see exactly like what's been going on with the merchant, or it will automatically just list everything that has been going on in your account. So some important things to pay attention to. I have these two these two transactions that are both under processing. The lock date is the date that closes, and you'll be getting paid for it. So they have up until that point to make a return or do whatever. Since these are both two-tier links, returns are not going to happen. They're mine. So, and then you can see what kind of transaction it was. Both of these are two-tier bounties. Joe and Wade are probably going to kill me for showing that. And for who the merchant, the two-tier bounty was for. If somebody had clicked a banner, you would see the banner ID over here. If you've added your own sub-tracking, you would see it right here. That's probably a conversation for another day as well. I'm not super well versed in that. So these transactions in the green have all been locked. They were locked on 220 and 120, whatever. You can kind of scroll down and see them. They show up as, this one shows up as ShareASale because somebody signed up for ShareASale under my link. Let's see. Is that me? Is that loudness me? And then products purchased. Right here, that's a special coupon that has been set up for me with FNTC. So that is why it's denoted as such. You can see product SKUs if they have it listed. I love to use this because I'll cross-reference this on the merchant's website. I'll just, plug in the SKU in the search bar and it'll pull up exactly what somebody purchased. So I can see what my people are doing and what they're actually buying, so I can make sure to share something like that instead of something that they won't buy. And then again, you can drill this down however you want, specific date range, by merchant, by lock date, whatever. Ledger reports. This is a new one, I think. Hold on, Doug. Invalid links report is a really good one because, hey, yay, I have no invalid links. If a link is broken for whatever reason, say a merchant has gone offline or they've changed links, those broken links will show up right here. So you'll want to just check in on that every once in a while. And your homepage will actually, this little bell icon up here will say invalid links 5 or whatever if you have those broken links. And then you can come back here, see which ones of those links are broken and fix those.
Let me jump in real quick.
Yep.
By the way, Daniel, I have an invalid link that is going to one of the blog posts that was out there probably 4 or 5 years ago. So remind me later and we can track down that invalid link.
Okay.
Thank you. Go ahead, Christen.
I'm getting weird feedback through my headphones. Sorry. Okay. Some of these I'm not super familiar with, so I'm going to kind of skip them. But merchant time span shows you how long, basically what you've done for as long as you've been with that merchant. So that's an interesting report to pay attention to. Weekly progress report is pretty self-explanatory. App-track parameter report is the one that I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, where if you have a sub-tracking on those links, you can actually see how each of those subtract links is doing. But I think we'll take a deeper dive into that during another session. Monthly summary is just what it is, monthly summary. Reversal report is one that you can pull up to see why or which commissions have been reversed from which merchants. This is one that's good to pay attention to if you have a lot of red flags, because, or like if you're getting a lot of reversals from one particular merchant, that might be a red flag. So you can take a deep dive into this and see why you're getting those reversals and then reach out to your affiliate manager and see what the issue is. Transaction edit trail. So a lot of times with retail especially, if people make a huge purchase and then they return a couple things and your transaction gets edited down, say you had a transaction of like $300 and it gets edited down to $275 and your commission is affected, you can see how it's been edited through this transaction edit trail. Traffic report, merchant, these are all pretty standard reports. But one that I always find really important is return day analysis, because it'll show you how long from click to purchase it's taking your readers to make that purchase. Dexter, hold on. So when I was working for a wedding blog, I found this very helpful because people who read wedding blogs don't tend to make impulse decisions. They take a longer time to make those decisions. But if I had a merchant that only had a 15-day cookie, and I discovered my readers were buying outside of that 15-day cookie, obviously that didn't necessarily work for me. So I was able to use this to have a conversation with my affiliate manager about, hey, my readers are clicking and they're clicking a lot, but I'm not making anything because they're not purchasing within the cookie length. What can we do? So that's one of those reports that I think is just a good conversation starter. And it's important for you to know how long it takes your readers to actually purchase between first click and the buy. Does anybody have any questions about any of these specific reports? Nope.
No questions about the reports? All right. So we're going to, in just a minute, we're going to take it offline. We're going to stop recording. And if anybody has any questions that they don't want that will live on YouTube forever, we can answer those. We can also give Christen a little bit of a break. So any final questions? Anyone? And you have a question. You have a question. I know you do. No, you don't. Okay. Putting her on the spot. Okay. We do have this has been an Apogee Live conversation. We have got a whole year's worth of conversations where we've been talking to merchants, and those are specific conversations about our clients and what's going on in their programs, the history of their programs, and some of the specifics about those merchant programs. We've had several of you have been on those calls. We're going to continue doing those for the next couple years, hopefully. We're going to try to do Apogee Live at least, not least. Daniel will slap me if I say I'm going to do it more than twice a month. We're going to do it twice a month. We're going to try to stay on.
One who would slap you.
We're going to do it. We're going to try to stay on the schedule of this every 2 weeks starting now. But Daniel and I also have another show that we do called Affiliate Voices. It's an interview process. And last week, we interviewed Mary Ellen Garaski. There she is over there. Wave. Hello, Mary Ellen. So watch that because that's a good interview with her. We're going to continue doing those. We'll do 2 of those a month. And Christen and I are going to be doing shorter education videos where we're going to dive into the interface, and it's not always going to be ShareASale. We're going to dive into CJ at some point and look at the different tools in their network and look at all of these the little things like the product bookmarklet. We can do an entire 10-minute video just on the product bookmarklet and how it benefits affiliates. So I appreciate everyone joining us today. Stick around. We're going to continue to talk. We're just not going to be recording anymore. So this has been Apogee Live. Thank you very much, everyone. You've been watching Apogee Live. Thank you very much. Please click subscribe so you don't miss any more of our upcoming videos.